Schools is a Sports Scotland-led programme. Sports Scotland started Active Schools 10 years ago in a few regions and rolled it out in South Ayrshire 8 years ago. Active Schools is a term given to all schools in Scotland that provide pupils with the opportunities to get active and adopt healthier lifestyles. For the next 30 minutes, I'll take on the Active Schools journey through the Legacy Games events, the programmes they offer for teachers, coaches and pupils. Here is Dougie Millen, Partnership Manager with Sports Scotland, talking about Active Schools.
Well, Active Schools is Sports Scotland's longest running programme. It's a flagship programme, and it has been and always will be about creating opportunities for people, and particularly young people within their communities. We've just had 10 years of Active Schools. We're just celebrating 10 years of Active Schools, and we're committed to celebrating another, or working with our partners for another 10 years of Active Schools, so we help our communities reach their aspirations and we create more opportunities for our young people.
Active Schools has developed over the years, progressing from a few regions to a nationwide programme. They are committed to inspire and promote a healthy lifestyle and active lifestyle beyond the school day, with an increase in the numbers of young people engaging in volunteering as sports leaders and coaches in both schools and community settings. Active Schools also want to increase the quality and range of activities offered before and after school and during lunch breaks.
We're working in partnership with Sports Scotland to make sure that we can give children and young people more opportunities to become involved in sport and physical activity. It's very much about linking schools with the wider community, making sure that sports clubs have the opportunity to engage with children and young people. And a huge part of what we do is about developing leadership, whether that's young leaders from our senior pupils within secondary schools or whether that's working with volunteers with the community.
Active Schools, more than anything, is about young people enjoying sport, being motivated to get involved in sport and to have great fun.
Active Schools are committed to improving and creating links within communities and building on previous links. Active Schools' commitment to the engagement and motivation of children and young people creates a positive environment that encourages the youth of tomorrow to engage in programmes. Active Schools offer a wide range of programmes to the pupils as well as their teaching staff. These programmes help with the development of young people, giving them motivation and confidence to grow and gain qualifications and the practical experience they need to increase employability and skill set. Here are Kirsty Mackay, Active Schools Manager, Callum Oates and Lindsay McCauley, Active Schools Coordinators, describing some of the programmes on offer.
I suppose the big one we've got right now is a legacy programme. We've delivered primary 1 to 3 had an athletics event, primary 4 to 5s had a hockey, 6 to 7s had a netball event, S1s to S3s had a rugby tournament, and then S4 to S6 had the opportunity to take part in a triathlon. We also pulled together resources for that, so for the primary schools, for the different 3 sports, so athletics, hockey and netball, we gave them a resources, so a 6-week block of resources of how to teach it, so the schools have that as part of the legacy to continue on with it. And then as an authority we invited all the schools to take part in the different festivals, and it all kind of concluded with the closing ceremony on the 20th of June when the batting came through, so it was a big event at Brazil, so that's definitely raised the profile of the Commonwealth. We're hoping that the legacy programme is going to continue on next year, and we're just looking at ways how to continue it.
We offer a number of leadership programmes which we offer to our secondary pupils and our primary 7 pupils. So within secondary schools we have a sports leader programme, we have our Active Schools Coaching Academy which we run within South Ayrshire, we have the Young Ambassador programme which is a national initiative.
Dance Academy programme, which is in partnership with Y Dance, we offer secondary girls and boys the opportunity to take part in the level 1 dance leaders. They come, last year it started, and they came for a week and they took part in the qualifications. They basically at the end of that then came in and started volunteering within the schools and leading sessions within the schools. It's happening again this year and it's running in the 2nd week in August, and then as a continuation from that, in September or October time I think they're going to offer the level 2 for the girls who are 16 and above to take part in that. So we're hoping that when they start they can then progress, and we'll have volunteers in dance from S4 I think upwards for a while. They'll take part in the dance and it's been really successful. They then go into the primary schools or they take sessions at their academy that they're.
We also did deliver on a number of the national initiatives such as club golf. So we run our first club golf programme with our primary 5 pupils. All the pupils will get an opportunity to take part in this and come along to a festival within their own cluster. That usually takes place during May.
So we also offer a training calendar. This is known as our coach education. Our coaches are our staff in schools. We've also got our teachers and we've also got our coaches. So part of our continuous professional development, what we do is we offer a range of different courses throughout the whole year that staff can sign up for, teachers, coaches. So it's a massive range of activities that they feel it would be better just learn a bit more about. So some of them are certified, some aren't certified. They come along, they can learn about a sport. The idea is they go back to the school and then can deliver it to the pupils, hopefully at a better quality than they had before.
We're also really fortunate in South Ayrshire to have a number of really keen local sports clubs, so we work with them really closely to deliver a number of programmes. One of the pilots this year was working with the gymnastics clubs locally to deliver a competition for primary 2 and 3 pupils, which included CPD for teachers and other volunteers, and then gave the children an opportunity to come and participate in a competition. We're hoping next year to roll that out to primary 4 and 5 pupils as well, so that's been a really good example of partnership working locally, and an example that we can take.
This year we're working in partnership with Sports Development to have our Commonwealth Sports Camps, where we offer 4 weeks of doing different camps with sports. So we're at 4 different venues. We're at Girvan, Citadel, Prestwick and Mar. We try to spread ourselves across the authority and we spend a day in the sessions and we invite children from the ages of 5 to 12 to come back and take part in different sports. We also link in with local sports clubs, so again creating that link to the clubs to come in for them to deliver the sessions to the children, so the children are getting that link of knowing this is Bill from the karate club and that we know him and we can then go and progress with the sessions. We're also supporting the youth group in Girvan called the Z1, so we're going and working with them and kind of supporting them deliver sessions. We're also offering a Sports Leader Award during July for anyone ages of 16, so we're hopefully trying to get recruit new volunteers out of it. It's a positive coaching workshop that we're offering as well during the summer holidays, and we've got our dance leaders for the secondary girls that are happening at the end of August, and we're supporting another couple of youth groups across the authority as well.
Active Schools Coordinator have a varied typical day, depending time of year and what events are occurring in the local area. They also have the added challenge of developing increased participation amongst underrepresented groups, including girls, young women, children and young people with disability.
For an Active Schools Coordinator, it would really be about engaging with their schools and their community, the pupils within the school. It could be consulting with those people and finding out what activities they would like to take part in, looking at facilities that are available. It's very much about building relationships. A lot of the work can be office-based, so it could be project management, looking at developing action plans for certain projects, and there are elements of delivery, so it could be delivering training to teachers, delivering training to young leaders, so it's a really vast role and there's a lot of different aspects to the job.
I think from Sport Scotland's perspective, what we wanted was a network of coordinators who could build relationships with pupils, who could build relationships with teachers and head teachers and have a real impact in that school. And we're just really delighted with the impact that the coordinators in South Ayrshire have had. They've built those relationships in the schools with their communities and they're now delivering what those communities want and need.
My cluster is in Ayr, so it's quite close together. So it can be from I have a breakfast club in the morning, which I support a volunteer to deliver. So it could be a student who's in delivering and needs a bit of support. They don't have their kind of disclosure, so I need to be there to make sure they're delivering everything okay. To then coming into the office to replying to emails with schools with different requests of saying that they've got kind of sport weeks coming up or they're wanting help with their kind of golf festivals or kind of different events like that, to then going out and supporting after school clubs. Also work on like funding bids as well, if schools are looking to put in a funding bid to get either new equipment or to get some coaches in for after schools. But it's quite a lot of planning and kind of organisation on what activities are going to take place on a kind of daily basis, and for like the term ahead. So at the beginning of the year, right now during the summer, we're working on our work programme, which basically we have priorities from Sport Scotland, and then we take and we put into actions, and then we put them into outcomes, and then we kind of work on how they're going to progress throughout the year, and how we're going to achieve them and when we're going to achieve them.
On an average day, I work in very rural schools, so they're very far spread apart. They're in kind of mini clusters. So I'll come in the morning, and I'll basically, my main goal is to try and get pupils active after school. So a lot of what I do is organising consent forms. I'll send consent forms out to the school, we'll get them back in. I'll then receive the consent forms back in, we'll make up registers. I'll contact the coach, let them see the register. I need to ensure the coach has got their PVG. So that's one part of it. We're just trying to get the coaches all set to take this after school class. I can do this maybe for 3 or 4 schools in a day. I'll maybe nip round the schools, collecting consent forms, make sure everyone's happy with their after school classes. That can all be done, as well as funding bids as well. So we're just looking for any ways really to get pupils active after school. So in a day I could be meeting with people to try and get pupils active. I could be organising new events with volunteers, just generally anything that will get pupils active extracurricularly, and it's just dealing with that through the day. After school I can go then support a coach in a school. So if we've got a new coach just there, a new member of staff that's just starting to coach out for the first time, it's great to have someone that's experienced beside you, and that's where we're happy to step in and help.
With the hard work of the coordinators, Active Schools has become an everyday part of school life, leading to a successful programme. Active Schools coordinators work in partnership with education and sports development staff to develop an integrated approach across physical education, school sport and sport in the wider community. Here they talk about the success it has on the community.
Across the board it is really good. There's different opportunities for each age groups, more so when it comes to certain sports. I would say there's more opportunities for upper primaries and possibly secondary, but there's also opportunities for the younger children to get involved in the different sports and activities across the board.
Even if we've got a group of pupils that don't want to engage in sport, what we've got to try and do is find a sport that they'll enjoy and take part in as well. So I know it's the majority enjoy football, enjoy rugby. It's to try and get the targeted groups that maybe don't enjoy taking part in sport quite as much, and it's our job to try and find them an opportunity to participate as well. So even like the Commonwealth Games has really helped out with that. So we've had lots of different sports in
even the legacy on from the Olympics and that. Quite a few schools were kind of quite keen in the Olympics and finding out about that. So the fact that it was 2 years ago and now the Commonwealths, it's kind of kept the interest in sports, and the kids have had an interest in sports in general, and they're wanting to find out and try different sports. So the ones who don't take part in sports normally are wanting to try different things other than football and your rugby, your kind of your standard sports. But there is lots of kind of different projects out there that we do to get them involved in.